obviously you and Fabian been very respectful this week. No trash talk at all. Just can you talk about what it's been like having such a quiet opponent this week?
I'm here for it, man. I love the shit talk. It's how I've been my whole entire life, so the shit's fun for me.
Can you even put into words what this kind of moment is like? You come into the tournament as an alternate, and now, hey, you're one of the favorites to win this whole thing now.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I wasn't even supposed to be in the damn thing, and I made a big stink with my manager, and I'm like, who the hell are the 8 guys that they're putting in front of me? I was ranked 4th in Bellator, only have 1 loss, got a win back before they set the tournament up. So I'm like, and it was against an undefeated prospect too, and I'm like, who the hell is the 8 guys they're putting in front of me? And caused a little bit of a stink, and they ended up putting me in it. And good thing they did, because look at the finals now. Look who's here. The other 6 guys are at home watching.
What kind of benefit has it been that just you've had more experience? You didn't get to do a Grand Prix in Bellator. Now at this stage of your career, finally in the tournament, do you feel like just that seasoning you've gotten as a pro has helped you as you've navigated this year?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I prefer the tournament layout just because I know when I'm fighting, and it's keeping me active. So I prefer activity. I didn't like sitting on the sidelines for 10 months at a time whenever I was with Bellator. And, I think this is beneficial to me. I come from a wrestling background, and in wrestling you see a lot of tournaments. You weigh in, you wrestle 4 or 5 times a day. And some of them are 2-day tournaments, and you weigh in the second day too. And so I think this is beneficial to me.
Both you and Fabian were in Bellator for a minute. Did it surprise you that it's taken you guys this long to finally be across the cage from each other?
I mean, he's been on my radar for a while. I knew eventually I was going to have to fight someone like him. I think after my fight with Norbert Novenyi, I asked for Fabian Edwards or Costello Vancinas on the mic, and then look, Costello Vancinas got the next title shot, and I'm fighting Fabian in the finals. So kind of, my head's in the right place.
Then final question. Obviously, look, a lot of people talk about just your physique and physicality. What is the secret to having great cardio when you have as many muscles as you do?
Mindset. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's 10 rounds. I'm going to go out there and put a clinic on this guy for 5 rounds straight. If it was 10, I would do the same.
Dalton, you've rocked a couple of different sports jerseys, probably the Miami jersey, I believe Origins, the Chicago jersey. What champions from other sports do you model your mindset after, if any?
Honestly, I think the person with the strongest mindset probably is Khabib Nurmagomedov. And, a lot of the things he's done in the sport's been inspirational. A lot of guys like to cite the Michael Jordans and the Tom Bradys and stuff like that, but really those are sports. Fighting's not a sport. In here in the cage, it's do or die. You come out with your shield or on it. And I think it's definitely better to model after someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Now, his words, not mine. Fabian was here a couple minutes ago, and he said,
I was waiting for this shit because I know he likes talking shit whenever I'm not around.
Yeah, so he said,
but to my face, he doesn't say much, or he stutters. So let's hear it.
So he said you're going to crotch sniff for 5 rounds, but in your last fight against Aaron Jeffrey, we saw that jab and that left hook be really the difference for you. How do you feel like you've grown as a striker since the beginning of the season?
That's funny. I said something in the Coachman interview too, because he's talking about this crotch sniffing shit, and he shot on Aaron Jeffrey 5 times. And you guys watched the fight with me and Aaron Jeffrey. Aaron Jeffrey tried taking me down, 6 times, got none of them. Tried holding me against the cage the entire time. That's what Fabian did to Aaron Jeffrey. So at the end of the day, whenever you're coming out here with comments like that, and you're the one that's shooting 5 times in a fight on a wrestler, it makes no sense. And then look at his last fight against Josh Silveira, my teammate. First off, he went out there and lost the first round. If Josh doesn't gas that fight, and there might be reasons for that. I'm not here to make excuses for Josh, but he was small. He was having weight issues. And I feel like he was a little bit bigger. He beats Fabian. He beats him that second round. He holds on for another 2 minutes. I'm fighting Josh in the finals. And, that fight ended up in a grapple fest too. So I don't know where this dude's coming at with these comments. It's like someone said, like Conor McGregor makes a comment like that, and then everybody's like, oh, I got to say that. That's the cool thing to say. And he's sitting here talking about being a crotch sniffer. And then he's also saying in the Coachman interview he's going to go out there and do everything, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking, whatever. So we'll see. At the end of the day, I already told him I'm going to put a wrestling clinic on him because there's a decisive difference in our wrestling, a decisive difference in our jiu-jitsu, in our grappling. At the end of the day, it's not about being a crotch sniffer, because look how he performed and look how he fought Aaron Jeffrey and look how he fought Josh. You never know. He might try wrestling me too. But at the end of the day, I hold the decisive advantage there, so I'm going to put a clinic on this guy.
Now, you said when you get him down to the mat, you're going to whisper something in his ear. You said you're not going to tell us what it is, but do you know what it is, or are you going to let it come to you in that moment?
I'm going to let it come to me in that moment. But, you know, I know him in his head. You know, you could see it. He's stuttering in these interviews. I could tell him getting under his skin. He's getting flustered, high-pitched voice, kind of screaming, not letting me talk, stuff like that. So if you watch the Coachman interview whenever it releases, you'll see how calm and collected I am, how I'm talking through things, and how he's acting. So at the end of the day, I can't wait for this fight, because I think all of his emotions that are coming in right now are going to affect how he fights. And I think I'm going to go in there, I'm going to put a clinic on him, he's going to get frustrated, and the finish is going to come to me.
Now, last one for me. Obviously, you have a great camp that you're coming out of. What have been some of the best advice that you've really internalized going into this championship fight?
Just fight smart. I'm the best there is, period, point blank. And everybody knows that. And at the end of the day, I just got to fight smart.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, obviously you and Fabian are fighting on Thursday night, but I think if you watch all of Fabian's interview, you might think he was fighting Dakota. He brings that up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's going too far by getting into all of that stuff?
So I didn't watch any of his interviews or anything yet, but that's crazy coming from someone like him, because I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember when Leon and Fabian were like crying on stage and backstage whenever, who was it, Colby brought up like a family member or someone outside of the person he was fighting, and they're like fighting, they're like, why do you got to make this personal? They damn near teared up and cried. And now look at this guy, bringing in other people. So at the end of the day, his head's not even in the right space, but I'm not going to let that shit get to me. He's going to have to pay the price in the cage either way. So, yeah, it's just, you know, hypocritical, and it's funny. It's very funny at the end of the day that he's doing shit like that.
Did you find it funny when he kind of suggested that perhaps you got the decision against Jeffrey because of your personal life?
So at the end of the day, the judges get paid to do their damn job, and they made the right call. There was one judge that night that didn't make the right call. And if he's saying that Jeffrey won that fight, he's saying it for one of two reasons. He's either blind, deaf, and dumb, and ugly, or he just really wanted to fight Aaron Jeffrey, you know, because that's the easier fight, and he's scared of me. I don't know what he's telling you guys. I don't know what he's letting on, but I can tell. I see it in his eyes. You know, he looks at me for 1 second, his eyes start fluttering. I can see through this guy's soul. Then he starts looking away. The guy is scared, and I can't wait to get in there with him. He said he's going to stand in the middle, he's going to bang, he's high guard, pressuring forward, going to stress me out. Whatever, we're going to see, and I can't fucking wait.
Style-wise, like obviously you talked about how he talks about the cross-stitching, but then he'll get into it. Do you think there's any area where is there anywhere where you see as like, oh geez, that's a trouble area for me, like I'm going to stay away from that?
No, I'll beat this guy everywhere, 100%. He's a good fighter. I'm not going to say he's not. I'm not going to sit here and cap and lie like he does. But he's just not good enough. Good isn't good enough against me.
I also spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about there was potential you guys were going to fight in Belfast a couple of years ago. Is that true, or is this more sort of...
Yeah, no, it's true. I got offered the fight, and the crazy thing is we were trying to get a fight for, my manager was pushing for it for months, and then next thing you know, I hurt my shoulder. 3-4 days later, I get an offer to fight Fabian Edwards, had to turn it down. And then next thing you know, they circled back with me like a week later, and they're like, hey, we just want to ask you again, you want to take this fight? Because if not, we're going to offer it to Aaron Jeffrey. So I was like, I appreciate the gesture, but my shoulder's fucked up. I ended up having to get stem cells and stuff on my shoulder. I tore my bicep tendon and my rotator cuff. And luckily, through therapy, stem cells, PRP, stuff like that, I was able to heal it and get back to 100%. But at the time, you know, to me, his ass whooping just got delayed a little bit over a year.
Last one, I know that after your debut, your initial fight in Bellator, you called it Dylan Dennis all the way back in the day. He's coming back to MMA next week. Are you excited to see him get back into it?
He is? Where's he fighting?
He's fighting in the UK. He's fighting one of those misfit boxing shows, doing an MMA fight in the ring.
Yeah, that's a joke.
You haven't missed him the last few years?
I don't give a fuck about that guy. That guy's a clown.
When Fabian was in here, he also made allegations that you have at some point maybe abused steroids. Do you have any thoughts on
Everybody thinks I'm on steroids, man. Like I said, I don't even fucking lift weights. I see videos of this guy lifting weights all the time. And if I'm a bodybuilder and I take steroids because I look like this and I don't lift weights and he's lifting weights and he looks like that, I just blame his shit-ass genetics or his shit-ass work ethic. I've never taken a steroid a day in my life, and you saw it, I can attest to that. They've been drug testing the hell out of me. I went to South Africa for the PFL card down there. As soon as I land, I'm getting drug tested. You know what I mean? And I just got drug tested a week before that. Then they're drug testing me after and before every fight. And it's just like, you know, I've been drug tested by every commission too before you saw it was around whenever I was with Bellator. And Mike Mazzoli seems to love to drug test me because every time I fight in Connecticut or somewhere where he's commissioning, I get drug tested. And it's like, it's not random at this point. I don't want to make allegations like that, but at least it doesn't seem like it. And I don't know. I've never failed a drug test, and I think there's a reason why.
Dalton, apart from that, he also criticized your suits. He was like, who wears a suit in Miami? And it was kind of criticizing your style. So your response, and what do you make of his style?
What the fuck was he wearing? That's all I got to say. What the fuck was he wearing? This guy looks like a fucking bum 24/7, dressed like a straight waste man for all of his fans, since they like to say that word over there. A little bit of his slang. And yeah, he's just a bum. He's all the way around.
Yeah. And on top of that, he also said that he sees false confidence in you, that you're putting on an act. What do you make of that, and what does that say about him to you?
It seems like he's rehearsed this stuff and he has no new material because he keeps saying the same thing in every single interview. So he's saying the same shit to you guys that he said in the Coachman interview, same shit that he said in the Origins, same shit he said in the post-fight interview after the last fight. So the dude just has no new material, and it's like he's rehearsing the shit, you know? And he doesn't know what to say. He's flustered, he's stressed out, he doesn't know how to talk shit. At the end of the day, he's outclassed everywhere.
Yeah. Any chance that you guys shake hands and sort of squash the beef after the fight?
After I beat him, I would gladly shake his hand. You know, I'm a true sportsman, and that's true sportsmanship. After I beat him, I'll shake his hand, but I don't see him shaking my hand.
Do you expect things to end on Thursday, or do you feel like this will be a prolonged rivalry that we'll see in PFL?
It's not going to be no damn rivalry. This guy, he's a gatekeeper. I told him before, one of the things I said to him, I said, how does it feel in July to watch two men that beat the shit out of you, Johnny Eblen twice and Costello Vancinas once, fight for a title that you'll never touch? And then I told him, I'll do you another favor. Thursday night, I'll beat you, and then at the end of the year, you get to watch the same thing over again. Two guys that beat you, fight for a belt, you're never gonna fucking touch.
Lastly, the same thing that I asked him, I'll ask you. I spoke to Costello not that long ago. He didn't seem keen on doing an immediate rematch with Johnny Eblen. He actually wants the winner of this fight. Is that something that interests you? Do you think the PFL should go that route, making a fight between the winner here and Costello, or do you think Johnny deserves an immediate rematch?
Oh yeah, and it's not just the winner here, it's me. You know, so you could rephrase that question if you want to ask it again. And yeah, that's the way that they should go about it. That's the fight to make. I'm the best middleweight on the planet. I'm going to prove it on Thursday. Then at the end of the year, whenever I fight Costello, I'm going to prove it again.
Prediction for your fight?
Maul him.
Thank you.
Dalton, I want you wrestled at Seton Hill for a year. What did you learn the most about that year by yourself?
Wrestling is the hardest sport in the world. It tests your mental toughness, your grit, physical toughness, everything. And you know, I think that's a huge advantage that I have in this fight. Not just the wrestling prowess or the accolades or the experience, technique, all that stuff, but there's things that go beyond that, and there's places he would never be able to go because he didn't wrestle. And I think for a 7-week camp, sure, he's been working on his fucking takedown defense and all this other shit, but he's not going to catch up in 7 weeks to what I did my whole entire life.
And I kind of want to ask, because after that you went to Youngstown State. I'm from Ohio. I know Newcastle's about 15 miles from the border there.
Yep.
You're supposed to play football there, right?
Yeah, I played football for a year.
Yeah. And then, so you kind of talk about that experience, and then when did you kind of shift? Did you shift to Youngstown State to MMA there, or when that kind of happened?
Yeah, so I ended up having a knee injury, a second knee injury within like 6 months of each other on the same knee. Same thing, tore over again. And after that, you know, that was kind of the end of my football career, and I transitioned into MMA from there. From there, I started training jiu-jitsu again, boxing a couple days a week, and after like 1 month, 2 months of training, I got my first fight. And then that first 18 months as an amateur, I got 7 amateur MMA fights and 8 amateur boxing matches, went undefeated, had all finishes in MMA, and 7 of 8 of my boxing matches were finishes as well. So in an 18-month span, I had 15 fights, and my first one was 1 month, 2 months after training, and that's whenever I got the call from Bellator, and I signed with Bellator after an 18-month amateur career, straight into the pros, straight into the big league, right as an amateur. So I think that speaks for itself. Yep.
Hi Dalton, my name is Sheila, reporting for Live Show. So many people have said that you rose fast in PFL. Do you think
that I what fast?
That you rose fast.
Rose fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say that puts me. Do you think that puts a target on your back, or do you think critics think you haven't earned your spot?
I mean, I earned my spot with wins. This is a tournament. You move, you win on. Or you win, you move on. And, I mean, there's no way around it. I'm here because I was better than everybody that was put in front of me. And I said at the very beginning of the season that I'm the best guy in this weight class, and I thought Saudi Boussi, before I fought him, I thought he was the second best. And unfortunately, he drew the short end of the stick in the first round and had to fight me. I went out there, I dominated him. Name someone. He's fought some legends in this sport too. He fought Rory McDonald. He fought Magomed Karamov. Who ran through Saudi Boussi like I did? Everybody's questioning me. Everybody's questioning my experience. Who the hell ran through Saudi Boussi like I did? No one. Everybody counted me out. Everybody said I wasn't going to have a chance on the feet. I needed to take it to the ground. The only reason that ended on the ground, yeah, I was going for takedown attempts after that, but this is MMA. I was mixing it up. The only reason it ended up on the ground is because he shot on me after I hurt him with the overhand right. And I was out striking him. You go back, look at the stats, and you just watch it, the eye test. That man was scared of me. I was walking him down, out striking him, and pretty much landing at will. I hurt him in the clinch a few times, and yeah, I beat that man everywhere. And then I submitted him on the ground. So nobody's ever ran through that man like I did, and I think that's a testament to how good I am, and I think it's also going to show this Thursday.
With all the hype around PFL, do you feel the league builds stars who are, just highlight this controversy, or, where do you fit in?
My job is to go out there and win, and obviously the PFL sees something in me. They want to get behind me, and that's partially because of my fighting ability, partially because of my marketability, maybe the way I talk, whatever. But at the end of the day, people are going to love me or hate me. There's no in between. And like I said, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be the best.
What is one challenge that taught you the most about being a top-level fighter?
I get challenged every single day in the gym. I train with some of the best guys in the world, at my weight class and outside of my weight class. Some of the guys I named, like Magomed Karamov. You got Magomed Umlatov in there, Yaroslav Amazov, which I don't know how he's not with the UFC yet. He fought once on the regional scene, got a win. He was 29-1 before that. Now he's 30-1. He was the champ in Bellator, and he's still not signed to the UFC. It doesn't make any sense to me. He has to be the best middleweight on the planet. Has to be. And I know he had that loss against Jason Jackson, but I think they run that back. No offense to Jason Jackson. I like Jason Jackson a lot. I think it would be a good fight still. Jason's very talented, but I think Yaroslav's the best. And yeah, I mean, those are some of the names I train with. And then obviously like someone like Johnny Eblin, who was a former champ, train with him too. Marvin Vittori. So there's plenty of big names in this gym that I'm training with. And at the end of the day, those are the challenges that I go through. I get more of a challenge in the gym than I do in the cage.